Dear Father Christmas, I hope you can read shorthand. I am sure that you do, because you read all the other scripts and languages in the world. I know you have a lot of work on this time of year, when the letters start coming in, and you are bound to be using some sort of shorthand to write your notes and lists. My first request is for a special magic pencil that will glide a little faster over the paper. The ones I have just don't seem to be able to write as fast as my hand wants to, and although I have been working really hard, I feel the pencils are just too rough and slow to enable me to get ahead. I am sure the graphite that is produced in my area is far too coarse and pale to be used in pencils, and all the best dark graphite is unfortunately not available where I live. My second request is for some magic paper, so that the outlines stay put when I write them. Often I write the correct ones, and when I read them back, they seem to have moved all over the place and changed themselves into nonsense. I have read all the books and always check up on my outlines, so I know that I am writing the correct ones. It is really frustrating, and I feel some magic paper would solve this problem. My third request is for a magic shorthand dictionary that opens at the right page when I speak to it. I am getting really frustrated at having to flip through all the pages, looking for each and every outline when I need it. If I can save some time in this way, it would leave me more time to do the actual practicing. My last request is for a packet of magic snow dust, so that I can sprinkle it on my fingers and instantly write at 100 words a minute. I have been doing a lot of hard work practicing, wearing myself out, writing the same sentences over and over again, and I really think I deserve to be able to write at that speed by now. Even when I know all the outlines really well, I just don't seem to be able to get my speed up that high. I think it must be something to do with resistance from the air in the atmosphere, and the force of gravity and magnetism from the Earth's iron core, holding back my fingers from going a bit faster. I promise not to waste it, and I will probably end up sticking it to my fingers, so that I can keep using its powers every day without it washing off. Thank you for taking the time to read this, and I look forward to hearing from you between now and Christmas Eve. Best wishes, Mr Ryter. Hi, Mr Ryter. Thanks for your letter. As it is so unusual, I had my staff bring it to me personally for a special reply straight away. Anyone who is aiming for high speed in the things they do deserves an especially speedy answer from me. Regarding your request for a magic pencil, I will be sending this to you on Christmas Day. I took an ordinary pencil and showered some of my magic snow dust over it, and it turned into a wonderful North Pole pen with very smooth ink inside. I am sure you will be writing much faster with it, just like the runners on my sleigh, where a thin layer of liquid is what keeps them moving speedily and easily over the hard, icy surface. Regarding the magic paper, now that you will be writing with the North Pole pen and ink, you will find you can keep up more easily, and sometimes even more leisurely, whilst still using your normal paper, as long as it is not the very cheap, absorbent and hairy kind. The outlines will be much better formed and clearer to read, and you will not be struggling to make and read the marks. When you can write in a more relaxed and confident manner, you will find that the outlines stick to the paper better and do not move around and become illegible nonsense anymore. Regarding the request for a magic shorthand dictionary, I will be leaving you some sticky post-it notes so that you can mark the letters of the alphabet down the side of your existing dictionary. I am also going to add in one of my special notepads, so that when you discover a new outline, you can write it in the book and revise it again later on. That way you will not have to keep looking up the same one all the time. If I gave you a magic voice-controlled shorthand dictionary, you would of course have to train it to recognize your voice. Might I suggest that the same training time is instead applied to learning all the new outlines very thoroughly as soon as they occur? You will then have them in your magic thought-controlled brain, which has the big advantage of being available all the time, especially at tricky moments during a dictation. Your request for some of my magic snow dust is a little different. I am not really allowed to pass it on to people, as everybody would want some. But instead, I am sending you a printout of my North Pole Alertness and Fitness program, which should take the place of the snow dust quite well. You have probably heard all this before, but it principally discusses eating less of the chocolate and sugary things and more nutritious foods to give your brain what it needs and not let it get fuddled and sleepy. It also describes an activity and resting routine so that you maintain good health and fast reactions when needed, whether for your excellent shorthand studies or other things like crossing the road or driving a car. I managed to get a huge amount of work and speedy travel done using this program to maintain my alertness levels, and I heartily recommend it. Thank you for writing, and I must commend you on your very neat writing. Your shorthand studies have obviously paid off, and I hope that you can now continue with them more confidently in the future. Maybe next year you will be asking me for items that will help you slow down your shorthand, which has become too fast. With best wishes, Father Christmas.